Welcome everybody to another edition of By Word of Mouth. This is our third edition, and we're gonna call this the outside edition because I am outside on my lady's patio. So if you hear some noises, just know I'm outside. And
All right.
as you all know, this is the podcast By Word of Mouth, and I am your host, Dre Morissette, and she is
Your co-host, Tanika, a.k.a. Stacks.
Listen,
I see you got your glass of wine. What you drinking?
Something that my girl, it's some kind of wine my girl had. I think her sister was having her 50th birthday party, but due to the hurricane, they couldn't make it. So they canceled all their flights, so they got leftovers.
Okay. Everybody safe?
Everybody is safe.
That's good.
Everybody is safe. I thought the hurricane didn't really do damage, but there's certain parts, like, there's people talking about their neighborhood was flooded and stuff like that, but nothing on my end. My pond in the back it started to rise, but other than that, nothing serious, no damage to the house or nothing like that.
All right, thank God.
So, y'all, this is our third episode, and this episode is called what is it?
The great social media lie, a gift or a curse.
The great social media lie, a gift or a curse. So we're going to get into subject matters dealing with the effects of how social media affects people, you know, how things are kind of morphed into what's reality and what's not reality. And what we're going to do is Stack's going to express the pros of social media, and she's going to express the pros of social media, and I'm going to express the cons of social media, which means she's going to express the gift, and I'm going to express the curse. So talk about a little bit of something about social media. How has social media affected you, Stacks?
Okay, so as far as affecting me, so on my end, as far as being a business owner, so I use it for marketing and for sales and stuff with my business. And I also, when I am on Facebook and stuff, I use it to connect with my family and friends because a lot of people live long distance, and it's a good way for us all to keep in, contact with each other.
Right.
What about yourself? What do you, how does social media affect you and what you use it for?
Well, I use social media because I'm a personal trainer as well. And I use social media for all my haircuts, the video for my haircuts. And I also use social media to display the good times that I have with family, my girl. So I use it in that platform in a way that I feel like is beneficial for business, and also letting people know, give a little insight of who I am personally and what I got going on. So, I think it's a good thing. I think that's a good thing to express, to let people see things for what it's, I think technically what it's used for. So everything that you see on my pages are real reality. There's no fake nothing. There's no made up nothing. It's my real life. And I think a lot of times people put out there not their real life. What you think, Stacks?
Right, I agree. A lot of stuff is a lot of fakery and stuff going on, and trying to keep up, with the Joneses and stuff and everything. So, as far as like the pros of it, and plus what I have researched, so. Like I said, communication is good, especially if you have family. And I come from a huge family. And we are not in the same state. So it's good for communication, connecting, and also connecting with like-minded people too. Some people feel lonely and all of that. And some people want to connect with like-minded people. They might go into a social group and talk about a book discussion or movies or TV series and stuff like that on TV. And also, like you said, expressing. It allows you an outlet to express yourself. So it allows you to express yourself, share your thoughts. You can inspire people. And I know with you do a lot of motivational videos and stuff. And I'll put out there motivational quotes and stuff like that. And a lot of people like to hear and see that type of stuff. And then also, it's free. Social media is free to use. So
That's
So it's
really
free to
free.
use, and you can access all the information out there. So much educational stuff that you can use out there that's free, and the knowledge, and you can keep up with the news, the entertainment, and what's going on with the world. And a lot of people can use it to raise their voices. And also business, like we just said, business as far as marketing and all that with business wise and advertisements and sales and stuff. So those are all the gifts and pros that I found about social media. And a fun fact that also that what I saw, and I'm gonna give y'all the website off of smartsinsight.com, and I just found this yesterday. It said 59% of the world's population uses social media, and this was as of July that they did this study. And they said that daily usage for people, the
Hmm.
average is 2 hours and 29 minutes. And Facebook was number one, YouTube was number two. And the demographics, as far as the age groups for both men and women, the ages were 25 to 34 years old that uses Facebook. I didn't see the statistics for YouTube because it's a good read, and you guys should go in there and read it. Like I said, I found it on smartinsights.com. They had a lot of different information and stuff on there. So those are all the pros that I found for on my side with this. So we know it's a dark side. So.
Listen, there is a complete dark side. There is an absolute complete dark side. So before we get into the meat and potatoes of this situation, we're gonna do the statistics. We're gonna do the facts because I got a lot of feedback from people saying, "Hey, man, we want you to spell out the facts." Before
Okay.
you really get into the meat and potatoes of the conversation, we're gonna give y'all the facts.
The facts.
All right, so let me give you them a little bit of facts, stacks that rhymes.
Okay.
This is the thing about social media. This is one of the cons. 66% of all young girls have low self-esteem. Okay,
Oh
social media.
wow.
Yeah, that's crazy. Social media plays on that, and by playing on that, can lead to teen suicide.
Oh.
So we're talking about they understand that these young girls in their teens have low self-esteem. 66% of all young teenage girls have low self-esteem. Let me make sure y'all understand that. And
Mm.
social media plays on that, which is deep, which can lead to a lot of teen suicide in girls.
Wow.
Okay? Let that digest in your brain for a minute. Let me go to something else. We have less human interaction with each other. See,
Yeah.
growing up in the '80s, we didn't have all this social media extra stuff. We had
Nope.
each other. We had to go outside and play basketball, play football.
Okay.
We had interaction with people.
Yep.
When you see people now, they don't interact. Everybody's looking on their phone like this. Everybody's on their phone. Everybody's on their phone, and there's less human interaction with each other. That can be
Wow.
bad because if you
Mhm.
have if you have interaction with each other, right?
Mhm.
It kind of builds up your people skills, right?
Right.
But if that starts declining, you don't know what to say to people.
That's
You
true.
don't you don't know what to say. You don't know what to do around people because you're so involved into your phone and so involved in social media.
Right.
That in itself is crazy.
Right.
Let me hit you off with another one, Stacks.
Okay.
A lot of this shit on social media is not real life. People are going out their way to show what kind of car they got, whether it's their car or not.
Mm.
They're going out the way to show they on these vacations, made up vacations.
Damn.
Women are showing their bodies that may not be their bodies, that could be fabricated.
Photoshopped.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Photoshop fabricated. You know what I'm saying? People are at these homes that might not be their homes. So the reality of real situations are not real life reality. So
Right.
just knowing that that's not a real life reality, people get it confused into thinking this person is rich because he's in this car or she's in this car or she has these shoes on, not knowing them shoes could be borrowed, that car could be borrowed, that vacation could be photoshopped. You know what I'm saying? The body is photoshopped.
Antibodies. Yeah.
So when you think about that, when you ultimately think about that, that's another thing. What's reality and what's fake? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
let me continue, Stack. Let me keep hitting these people.
Okay, hit them.
Social media, they say, is an addiction. Social media addiction is equal to substance addiction. This is a fact. Let me tell y'all something.
Wow.
The addiction changes over time. It changes over time our behavior through the hacking of our positive reinforcement centers of the brain. Over time, our it changes our perception of what's reality. Think about that. When you're so involved in social media and it begins to hack into your brain
Right.
and it begins to play with the perceptions of or perceptors of your brain, you don't even realize what's real and what's not, what's reality and what's not. That's crazy. And just knowing that it's just as an addictive situation as substance abuse, alcoholism. That's wild, Stacks.
That is wild.
That's
That's
wild.
crazy.
And then let me hit you off with this last one before we get into it. On actually two more.
Okay.
The manipulation by algorithms. Okay, that's what the manipulating by algorithms. They program to watch everything you do. So the algorithms that you use, like the things that you search on your phone, the things that you do, the
Right.
algorithms are watching what you do and they formulate to what you like. They gravitate to things that you like, which means you're being watched on social media. You're being watched when you're using your phone. You're being
Mhm.
watched. And that's scary.
That is scary.
That is scary as hell. And last but not least, before we get into it, people are using social media to validate who they are.
Mm.
Let me say that again. People are using social media to validate who they are. That to me is crazier than crazy because what happens is if you get a certain amount of likes on a picture, right?
Right.
And let's say you got like, let's say you had a picture, you got like 1,000 likes or 15,000 likes.
Mhm.
Now you feel like just because those likes that you got, it validates who you are as a person. But the crazy part about that, what happens when you don't get those likes?
Exactly.
Are you not validated as an individual because you don't get those likes, or you just, or your validation only is apparent when somebody likes your photo, somebody likes your video, somebody likes your car, and when you start putting these things in perspective,
Right.
what's real and what's fake, Stacks? Please help me, because we about to get into it now. We put all the facts out for the people.
Yep.
We put all the facts out for the people. So those of y'all who watch our podcast, we put the facts out for you guys. So now we about to get into some real shit about what's real in social media. Pros and cons. Stacks, you go ahead and put a little something, a little sprinkle on what you think that, like I said, speak on some good things that are positive with social media.
Well, like I said, I definitely like that it's there to use for communication for those, especially with like-minded people, because it is some lonely people out there, people that are very lonely, and they might look for the different social groups to get involved in and talk and everything. And like I said, for business-wise, for me, because I get on there and use it for business so much, and I don't do it for, the likes and all of that, because let's keep it 100, because that's what we do on here. Some people do certain things for their business to get all the likes. I don't care if I get 0 likes, you know what I'm saying? But some people do go out their way to do certain things to get a lot of likes. And like you said, you get those likes and then what? Then your next post, you get 0 likes and then what? And some people do get into their feelings because they don't get all the likes or get people to share certain things and stuff like that. So on my side for business, I don't care if you like it or not. As long as if you look at it, that's fine. If you don't, then it's whatever. It's reach one, teach one. You know what I'm saying? So for me, why if I can touch somebody with some motivational stuff or the fitness stuff that I do, since you know I am a fitness instructor and stuff too, in the weight
Yes,
management
she
coach, if
is.
I can reach one, teach one, then that's what I'm here for. For other than that, if you're not feeling, you're not feeling. I'm not gonna get in my feelings and stuff about it. And like I said, it's also good to express yourself, because some people, and like you said, it does go back from when we grew up in the 80s and stuff like that. We was
Yes.
outside, we was forced to play with people and all that, stuff and
Yeah, it was
everything. We
forced.
express yourself, but nowadays some people hide behind
Hmm.
the computer to express themselves because they might not feel like they can express themselves to others. So this is their outlet to express themselves, and nothing's wrong with that. That's what you want to use it for, to express yourself. So I kind of like the cons of that, but the pros of that, but it is some cons of that too. So because some people they get on there and act a fool, so with expressing themselves.
You know what I'm saying? I feel that, Stacks. Well, let me say this to you. When people post, what is their truly? What's their true objective? What's your true objective when you post? Are you posting to say how many people are going to enjoy this, or
Right.
if it's your business? I get the outreach of what you're trying to do.
Mhm.
When you have a business, you want to try to touch as many people as possible. You want to
Right.
try to reach as many people as possible. Try to get the word out about your business, what you do, how will it have an impact on people.
Right.
Okay. Outside of that,
Mhm.
what is the main objective of why you're posting? Are you posting because, hey, listen, I just want people to see what I'm doing. I don't care if you like it or not. I
Mhm.
just want to see I want people to see what I'm doing. And that's what it is. I'm posting because I want to remember this moment. I want to
Yep.
remember this moment with my family. I want to remember this moment with my girl, or if you're a woman, remember that moment with her girlfriends, her husband, or whatever. That's cool. But are
Yep.
you posting because, hey man, I had a fucked up day. Um, I want people to see something that make me feel better. This
Right.
I want to feel better. And I'm getting my daily dose of medicine from social media. But if
Right.
if nobody gives a fuck about your posts, and you're using social media to get that daily medicine, or to feel better, or your subscribed dose of self-esteem,
Mhm.
what happens when nobody gives a fuck? When nobody says, "Hey man, I don't like that shit," like, or somebody puts in a comment, "That's an ugly picture." What happens to the individual then? What direction does that individual go in, Stacks?
They gonna be angry. Somebody put on there, especially they on there being negative stuff. That kind of, some people have tough skins. You know what I'm saying? And they can handle what someone got to say, but it's those that don't, that goes to that low self-esteem. And then, like you said, the suicide. Some people commit suicide by getting bullied on social media because of the negative things that they got to say.
Right.
So that's horrible. So but yeah, you're right. People just, I don't know. People do stuff and put stuff out there just to be putting stuff out there. So, but that is horrible for somebody to come up and talk about got nuts. But this is social media. They are bullies. There's some bullies out there. So, but that is sad because that makes that person have a low self-esteem, and you just don't know what they're going to do to themselves and stuff. And people attack them.
But but
So,
but you got to understand this. This is when you open yourself up to the world.
right.
You have to know that you're being subjective to whatever somebody wants to say. When
You're
you just
right.
when you decide to say, "Here's my life on a platform that everybody can see, anybody can chime into." If you have an open page, or if you don't have no
Mhm.
privacy or nothing like that. When you post your public life or whatever you do, you
Mhm.
are subjected to whatever the fuck somebody wants to say about
You're
you.
right.
So
You're
in
right.
so I'm gonna tell you a little story. This- when I decided to put what I do fitness wise, my workouts on and my haircuts on YouTube,
Mhm.
my first video, I did an arm workout and it got like 600 likes or whatever, right?
Mhm.
But somebody says some shit like this. Hey man, but what about your legs? And
Wow.
when they said that, the first thing I said was, that's stunned a little bit. But you're right. Like
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? And you like you can't get mad at that because
Right.
if you're posting something that is a video that it leaves you open to whatever criticism somebody sees about you, whether it's somebody being
Right.
behind a board of doing Twitter fingers or just trying to be mean, it doesn't matter. You are subjective. You are open. The minute that you decide to post a picture, post a video of whatever to what anybody has to say, but if your self-esteem of who you are is not intact,
Mhm.
let me say this again. If your self-esteem is not in who you are is not intact as a person before your ass gets on social media, then guess what? You're gonna get ripped a new asshole because your self-esteem is already low.
Right.
And so you're not prepared for what's about to happen, good or bad or indifferent. So until you are completely sure of who you are,
Mhm.
I would really recommend somebody not to get on social media and publicize their life if they don't
Right.
know who they are as an individual. I'm
And
just
you
speechless.
right. I mean, you are right. You are right because some people ain't built for the criticism. Me, I don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? So you can say what you want to say and stuff like that. Now the old me, I used to clap back, but the business side of me, since I'm out there, no, there ain't no need to clap back. I mean, for what? People gonna, like you said, people gonna say what they want to say. You know, and I'm at the level in my life that I don't need to, clap back, or it don't even reserve my energy for what. Don't deserve it at all. So, but like you said, there's some people out there that's just not, you know, they might not be built for that. And like you said, if you're putting it out there, be prepared to have somebody say something good or bad, And like you said, if your self esteem is that low, then no, don't put nothing out there.
Don't
So now some people do have their page private, which is fine, and they only probably follow who they want to follow. You know what I'm saying? But the ones that have it public, yeah, be prepared to
be
for the
prepared.
good, the bad, the ugly, and and whatever. So it's just sad that it's just got to be that way. But no, we deal with social bullying anyway. Just like life, you deal with bullying too.
Right.
So it's just sad because you're gonna always be judged, no matter if you're doing good or bad.
It's
So.
always gonna be somebody it's always gonna be somebody. You know what? Let me tell you something. This is weird. This is weird, but it's the truth. If anybody watched The Wizard of Oz, this is
Mhm.
what this is what this is what social media reminds me of. When people that say comments or say negative stuff or whatever, social media. If anybody who's watched The Wizard of Oz or for Black folks, The Wiz, when they found out who the great and powerful Oz was, he wasn't nobody but a person behind this mask and curtain. He wasn't. He was a small guy.
Mhm.
In the Wiz, it was Richard Pryor. This great and powerful Oz. You do what I say. This is the great and powerful Oz. This and this and that. But when they went behind that curtain and found out who he was, just a regular person.
Mhm.
So people have to understand when you publicize your life, it's
Yeah.
regular people that you can't see that has the ability to affect how what they say to you. It's just a regular person that's behind the thing that may not have nothing to do, nothing going on. That said, you know what, I'm gonna be on my computer and just make fun of this person, talk about this person, and that's what it is. But you got to have
Mhm.
that mentality. But again, if you're not strong enough as an individual first
Mhm.
before you decide to publicize anything that you do out to this world, you are leaving yourself subjective to wolves fucking
Yep.
with your ego, fucking
Yep.
with your self-esteem, and fucking with how you feel. Do not look at social media as a means to make you feel better. Now, don't get me wrong. When you have people that like your stuff, you like, okay, that's a good feeling. But
Right.
but if you're depending on social media people to like your stuff and say, to feel better, then that's where you're going wrong. And
Mhm.
and when you're doing that, you're on social media for the wrong reasons. the made up stories. The one thing about me, I never post my cars. I never post anything like that because money, and that's just stupid.
Right.
People, this is the thing that I've understand about social media. People with real money, real things, they don't post money, cars, and all that shit. They just post maybe they trips or whatever, but they don't do all the superficial bullshit or the monetary bullshit that people do. What is the reason behind that?
Right. What is the reason behind that?
It's all a thing to say, I want to be the most popular individual, just like when you're in school. Nobody wants to be the one behind, and that nobody knows. So whatever people do, like people are doing some of the dumbest shit on social media just to get likes. Somebody had jumped from a house.
Yeah.
I said just to get likes. I saw somebody probably about 2 months ago. They were in a Tesla. And they drove this Tesla down this hill, and it jumped over this little thing, and it was in the air. And then it came down,
Wow.
and all the airbags deployed. It's like you could have lost your life all over for some goddamn likes.
Yep. Yep. The women are doing it too. The women are doing it.
Speaking
They
of
are
the-
doing it, and some of the stuff is, fake pictures and stuff like that. And women are doing the fake, the pictures and stuff, making it seem like they got this Coca-Cola body shape, or the looking like the BBLs, which nothing against if that's what y'all choose to do, but I'm just, it's all the fake stuff out there, so it's just, I don't know why women are doing that to themselves. I mean, men do it too, but it's just like I see all the fake pictures and stuff like that. It's just.
So let's talk about it. Let's talk about real. Like let's get into it. Let's not just skate over that shit.
Right, but let's talk about it.
Let's not skate over that.
I mean, some women do it for, the likes. I think you and I were having a discussion last week. Why, when you open like TikTok or video where the women are just showing from the behind and not showing what they look like in the front and stuff, why are they showing their asses, basically? Are you doing it for likes, views, and stuff? Obviously, what are you doing it for? Because of course that's going to attract people if they open their phone, they seeing some ass, in front of them and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean that's going to attract views and stuff, but why do it? Now, I think on one of my TikTok videos, because I was doing like a little squat challenge and stuff, because I was doing my squats, I was showing people the different squats, and I was doing a challenge and stuff. Yeah, on one of them, you'll see me acting crazy. I'm like, yeah, then we instructors like to dance and stuff too, what I'm saying? But other than that, but yeah, it's like a lot of women are doing that, and I don't know why. I want to know why. But why? So when you don't have to.
See, Stacks,
you don't have to.
Stacks is being real generous to you women out there. Let me tell you, I'm not that guy. Let me tell you something. When I scroll through TikTok, when I scroll through Instagram, even when some of these fitness instructor women, let's keep it all the way funky. I ain't even going bullshit nobody.
Okay, because I'm one. Come on, talk to me. What?
Here's the thing. When I scroll down TikTok, I see women in their 50s, late 40s. Why do you have to start every damn video with showing your ass? Like, what is it that you're missing in your life that social media has providing for you, that says, when I'm in my 40s, I got children, but I'm not, whatever it is, you're showing your print, you're showing your ass, you're showing your breast, you're showing your flesh. And to me, it's like every video that they have, it's about skin. It's about how big the thighs is, how big the butt is, how big the breast, how I can show my print. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm gonna tell it what it is. And to me, to see a mature woman that has to go that route, you're missing something in your life. Your self-esteem is not there, because at some point in time, you should have some couth about yourself and said, nah, I don't need that at this age. I don't need to show myself. And why does every trainer that starts off when they're showing what they're doing, start off from the back shot? from the back shot. It's always the ass shot showing if they doing some squats or whatever. It's always the ass first. Is it the attention grabber? If you really about what you're doing and your product of what you bring to the people is that good, why do you have to show your ass? Why do you have to show skin if your product that you're trying to get out to the people is important enough that people want to buy it? I'm not talking about those who just showing their ass just because they ain't got shit to do.
Right.
If your product is that good, why does every video pertain to showing an ass? If you are in, and this is what the yoga's instructors too, it's always about skin. And to me, if you need that type of attention to bring people to your page, that's a problem. That to me is a problem. Any fitness thing I do it, because I want to do it, and my product is gonna bring people to my page. But why do women always have to show skin? But then they have this thing that says, you can't judge me like this. Well, I'm judging you based on what you're showing me on social media. And you know that your ass and your breasts and all that is going to get likes. And that means that if you're trying to get likes, that means your self-esteem is missing.
Okay. So and I'm speaking for the women because, I'm in my 40s. So now, maybe the women that's in their 40s, 50s, and 60s that's showing off their bodies, and I'm just speaking of the fitness instructor since I'm in that area, but maybe to them, maybe they was overweight at some point and maybe they're showing, hey, this is what I'm looking like. And some women do compare themselves to the women that might be in their 20s and 30s, and us in our 40s and 50s and 60s and 70s be like, hey, look, we got it too. I'm just saying, hey, it's some 70-year-old fitness instructors out there and they look amazing on TikTok, and maybe to them it's not more so of showing their bodies and stuff. I think they're just proud of their accomplishment on how their body is looking and stuff, So that's just how I'm looking at it, But if that's every video, then I don't know. But I'm just speaking for the ones that may show a few different clips of themselves and how they came about and stuff like that. So, because it is some good looking, women out there in their 60s and 70s that are fitness instructors. They look amazing. Now, I'm Dre, you can't be saying, just the women, because there's some men out there too. Yeah, they're showing, they open up, that's all they showing, that are personal trainers that show nothing but their chest and stuff like that, and all of that. They showing all of that too, and they ass and stuff too. So what about them? I want to know. So what about these men?
I'm a certified.
Because I look, because if this gonna pop on my page, you got your shirt and stuff off, and of course it's gonna catch my, whatever. But so what about them?
Right. When it comes to dudes, like if every video that you're posting and if you're trying to get your product across, if every video you posting is your shirt off. Let me just say this. The first time you post this is what I think instinctually a man, what he thinks about. Because I've made posts with maybe one or two in my posts. Man, I say maybe 3 with my shirt off. The minute that you're getting those likes based on the product that you're presenting to the people, a lot of people have egos. A lot of people like, oh man, that's like a high. People love me, whatever. So what happens is every other video shows you with your shirt off. Again, represents the low self-esteem that you have for yourself. And through social media, I can reach more people. So if I'm showing this and I'm getting that, nobody knows that I got low self-esteem because I'm getting these likes. But the very first time somebody says, I don't like this anymore, this is all you show, then that what cuts the margin. It's one thing that's showing, hey man, I've come a long way from I used to be fat or now I'm here.
Right. That's
cool to post 1 or 2 pictures, but every post that you post is about with your shirt off or what this and that. Like, come on, there's the point where you say, okay, I see the progress. I see what you did.
Right.
But when it turns into every goddamn post, then we're talking about something else. We're not talking about the product no more. We're talking about you and what you're getting from people liking that. Is it about really you showing, hey man, I've made a transition from here to here? How many times do I got to show this picture of me being from here to here to get the point across? You know what I'm saying? Because if one picture blows up of you from transition from here to here, that's
Okay.
all it takes, man. And what's your work ethic? What's your work ethic? What you put in? People want to see work. That's the thing about social media, man. People want to see start to finish what you put in your work. But some people get so addictive to being liked and being, that's fake love. That's so,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? But again, to me, when you use social media to build your own self-esteem, there's something missing from you as a person. You can't get that back. You can't gain certain characteristics about yourself that lets you know, hey, listen, I'm proud who I am. Whether people like me or not, I'm proud who I am. My self-esteem is attentive, at attention to where I'm at. I believe in myself, and no social media, no amount of likes is gonna sway that at all. That's the problem that I'm seeing when
Okay.
you use social media to validate who you are. Shouldn't you already be validated?
That's true.
You should already be validated of who you are. Social media shouldn't dictate your validation of who you are. And that's the point, that's the curse when it comes to social media, because it's a plethora of women. If you are in your 50s or you in your 60s or you in your late 40s, what are you trying to what are you trying to put across? Okay, you look good in your heels, you look good in your pants, you look good, but how many? I don't need to see you with your ass out, your bra, bra and panties. I don't need to see that, because that takes away from who you are. And there's going to be always people that sit around and say, I like that, I like that. But what about how does it build your character? How does it define you as a woman? How does it
Right.
make you look as a woman? Just like that politician lady who did the ass twerking. You're a politician and you did this ass twerking on social media, but a lot of people don't look at you the same because you did that. It's the attention. Some people are attention whores. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Attention whores, they gotta be on social media. They gotta show something. They gotta find a way to be liked. I gotta find a way to be liked. Why? Why?
Are they looking, you think they're looking to be famous and looking to be known by certain people, or what do you think?
What kind of fame are you looking for? You looking for 10 seconds of fame, or you looking for 10 minutes of 10 seconds of fame that compromises your character and who you are?
Right.
Because so many people compromise who they are on social media, and it don't even matter.
Right.
It's a drug. It's a drug. It's a drug that a lot of people, there's some people that can get off drugs, and there's some that just they can't get out of that situation. Social media is the
Right.
same way. You see people that post this, they gotta post 4 or 5 times a day. They gotta do whatever. People gotta see them. But you know what? The thing about me, Stacks, the thing about what makes me post, not only just for my business, it's like I told you before in another conversation we had.
Right.
I use social media as a time capsule. You know what I'm saying? Because at that moment that like if you post something, a video of you and your family or you and your daughter or whatever the situation was, and you
Right.
post that, and let's say 10 years, 15 years from now, you can go back and look at that like, damn, this is what me
Yep.
and my daughter was doing, or this is what me and my
Yep.
boys was doing, me and my girl, or, for a woman or husband. That's a time capsule that goes nowhere.
Right.
That's
Right.
how
And that's one of the pros. That's one of the gifts of social media.
Right,
Yep.
right. So I use that outlet as, man, damn, that's what I was doing back then. Whatever it was, I posted it, and I can go back and say, damn, that was 7 years ago, or that
Right.
was 5 years ago, or I remember this good time. And having that videography posted that you can go back and look is a great thing. But when you're posting because you got low self-esteem and you don't really know who you are, that's something else. And the algorithm subjects you to continue to do that. and
Right.
the more likes, the more algorithm, to put you in the algorithm where it sends people out and you get more likes. It's like an addictive drug. It continues to pull
You're
you in like
right.
a black hole. You, and next thing you know, you in a sunken place and don't even realize it.
Right. And some people do they compete with each other too. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people do stuff to compete with the next person. For what, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But they do it.
It ain't worth. It ain't. To me, it ain't worth depleting your character. Like you can
No,
build.
it's not.
You can like I always say. When it comes to you see people with these fancy cars and all this stuff. Real rich people, they don't post like that. People who got real money, they don't put stacks of money, you know, right here. They don't do that type of shit. It's all based around attention. How people gonna like me? Oh, this person gonna like me. They just seen this type of money. This person gonna like me when they see this car. This person gonna like me when they see my
Right.
ass. Man, listen. If you don't know, and I'm gonna make this clear. Let me make sure I'm saying this as slow as possible. If you don't know who you are, I don't give a damn what you post. You are still gonna not know who you are, no matter who like you.
Right.
You gotta know who you are as a man or a woman or somewhat teenager, or where you're going before you get subjected to the social media, because that shit will suck you in.
It will.
It can kill you. If you're not strong enough, this is crazy. It can kill you because, like I said, suicide rate. Let me say this real quick, Stack. Just imagine this. I said this to you. We conversated about this. If social media shut down for a year,
Okay.
I think once a time, social media shut down for an hour. People were losing their mind. If social media shut down for a year, how many people would survive that?
You're right.
Think about that. How many people would survive social media being gone for a year?
They probably wouldn't.
If you depend on social media to validate who you are, you depend on social media for your self-esteem, you depend on social media for your survival, which is crazy. How would you pan out if social media disappeared?
It's crazy.
Think about that, Stacks. How would people pan out if social media disappeared, if you depend on social media to put you in a place in your life of non-reality?
That's crazy. That's a question for the people. We want to hear from y'all. How would y'all feel? I want to hear.
We definitely want to hear, as we wrapping this up, we definitely want to hear some comments. So on our platform, the platform of my YouTube thing, Dre's Cuts and Fitness, please, under this episode, voice your opinion, voice what you think, regardless if it's positive or negative. Voice what you feel, man. We want to hear what people are saying. This is our third episode. We want to hear what people are saying about our conversations and what they think about, especially this episode, because we're not just talking. This episode is really dear to me because I see so much, and knowing that people lose their lives over people
Yep.
bullying them on social media, or they can't take what somebody said, or their self-esteem is low, so they took their life. Remember what I
Yep.
said at the top of the hour?
Yep.
66% of all young girls have low self-esteem.
Do you know what the age for that was? I know you said young girls. Are we speaking under like the age of 15, or what age group are we speaking for the young girls?
Don't quote me on this, but I think it was like from 10 to 15 area.
That is so sad. That is sad.
Yeah, 66%. Think about that. That's a high-ass number. 66% of
Wow.
all young females have low self-esteem.
Wow.
And we're not, and in closing, when you're so addicted to social media, you stop learning how to talk to people.
Yep.
You stop learning how to, pick up the phone and call people.
You sure do. People do not pick up the phone whatsoever. They be like, well, didn't you see it on Facebook? I'm like, no, you got my number. Call me and tell me. No, I'm not always on there looking at stuff. Pick up the phone and call me. You're right. People, they don't talk to each other no more except through social media.
Interaction. People, human to human interaction has dissipated because of social media. Like I said, people don't know how to talk. Men don't know how to talk to women. Women don't know how to talk to men. People don't talk to each other. It's crazy. You don't see people outside playing anymore because they're always on fucking social media. You go
and they don't know nothing about no double dutching and getting out there and playing four corners and all of that, boy.
That's real, Stack. You know what I'm saying? Nobody plays these games. Nobody's outside no more. So just overall, you got to think. The less human interaction we have, we're losing.
Right.
Because it's like you're almost in the metaverse almost degree. What's reality and what's fake? If you're so engulfed in one thing, but you don't interact with humans, and you go to a restaurant. Me and my girl go to restaurants all the time. Everybody's on the fucking phone. People walking, everybody's on the phone. People, it's a lot of that. Look around. Next time you go out somewhere, somebody is on the fucking phone on social media.
Wow.
So, we really want to hear comments. We really want people to let us know how we're doing as a podcast. And again, we're going to continue to climb. We're going to continue to post episodes that are really important. And before you know it, you're going to see me and Stacks at the top of the mountain. There's a lot of podcasts. I'm serious. There's a lot of podcasts out here. But the one thing is, it's not a lot of bullshit with this podcast, even though we're new. And we don't have no sponsors. We don't have all that. This is just me and her putting together ideas that we want to try to reach the people with her platform or what she does, with my platform or what I do. We're just trying to reach the people and be as real as possible. All the false bullshit and all the stuff that goes on, we're not a part of that. We're just trying to reach the people in whatever way we possibly can, and we want to hear your feedback.
Right.
Please, Stacks, tell them what your platform is so we can get up out of here so I can tell them what my platform is, we can bounce.
All right. You guys can catch me on Instagram. I have 2 Instagram pages.
She finally got Facebook too.
Now look, I have Facebook, so yeah, I got my second profile for my business and stuff. We talking about social media. I got off there for a reason, but I'm back on there on my second profile. But you can find me on Instagram at TELane1. And the other one is at body_embrace LLC. You also can catch me on TikTok at thebodyembrace.com. You can catch me on Facebook, as Dre said, because he told me, at Coach T.E.E. Wagner. Shut up, Dre. And you can also have a website as well. Like I said, I sell women athletic wear, and I'm also a group fitness instructor, also a lifestyle weight management coach. And my website is thebodyembrace.com. So that's where you can find me.
And you can find me on Instagram at positive1150. You can find me on Facebook at Dre Morissette. And you can find me on YouTube at Dre's Cuts and Fitness, all caps, where this podcast is currently being seen. Before we know, we're going to be on Spotify. We're going to be on all types of platforms. Just give us time. But just know that the content we bring you is absolutely real. We're regular people that have big dreams and where we're trying to go individually and collectively as a unit on this podcast. So we thank you very much. I am Dre Morissette, and she is
Tanika, a.k.a. Stacks.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.